So I come from a computer science background. I worked in a software company for a few years, then I ran my own software company. And I quite deliberately, after about 10 years of running my own software business and building apps for other people, decided to build something for myself. I looked for a product that I could build. I explored a few different verticals, and I settled on law. And I decided to build Legal Connection. So, yeah, typical in some senses, and in other senses, I think a little bit different. Beginning.
Yes.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I didn't know how much work would be involved. So at the beginning, the challenge was, I guess, finding a problem that I wanted to solve and that I wanted to sink my teeth into, coming up with a product idea, looking for clients that would use the product and, getting started, and finding people who would join me on the journey. Those were the challenges early on. And I think as you scale, the challenges become a little different. When you start out, it's amazing how much you can do with just a little bit of money. And as the company grows and as things progress, you find yourself more reliant on outside funding. You need a bigger team to get the same amount of things done, or in order to continue scaling. You face all sorts of interesting challenges as you start to sell your product into enterprise. Questions around cybersecurity, questions around compliance, regulations. So, the challenges definitely do change over time, but, what remains constant is that there's always, exciting work taking place in the startup. So for me, the one skill that I did have was obviously I knew about product. I knew how to take an idea and build it into a product. I think what I was lacking were skills around go-to-market strategy, the idea that you actually need to find people to use the product that you're building. And specifically that when you're building a product, everyone that you meet who's a potential buyer has their own idea for how the product should look and how the product should work. So you meet 5 clients, you show them each the product, and each of them have an idea of the next feature that you need to build if you wanted to work with that one client. So you start getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and that's the challenge that I wasn't ready for. Another massive challenge was fundraising. I didn't know where to start. I felt so lost. I kept hearing people say, there's lots of access to capital. It's never been easier to raise. But from where I stood, it was very difficult to figure out how to get those investors to write the checks that you need to build your product. And the chicken and egg situation that you face, where you go to investors and you say, I'm looking for X amount of money, and they say, okay, we'll invest in you when you get to X stage in the business, but you can't progress to X stage in the business until you have the product, and you need the money to build the product. And so you're in this chicken egg scenario, which I'm still in, and which every company is constantly in, up until you really sort of break out into Series A, Series B. Our startup is a tech product, but interestingly, when I started Legal Connection, and I hope there's nothing on the internet that exists anymore about it, but I started Legal Connection as a find a lawyer service. So the old Legal Connection idea was that we would help you find a lawyer. And then it's only through running that service back in 2017 that I realized that, the find a lawyer business is never going to work if we don't have some product that we can put the lawyer and the customer into, where they can chat and share files and do billing, invoicing, etc. Without that product, you'd essentially be connecting the lawyer and the customer via email, and that wouldn't scale. So I kind of built Legal Connection to scratch my own itch, in the sense that I needed that product. And then once I started building the product, a lot of investors said to me, look, forget the find a lawyer business. You are a tech person. You clearly have this passion for building products. So go and build this product and you will find customers. And so now we've kind of come full circle in a way, because our customers are these find a lawyer style businesses, and, they are looking to provide a service. We're looking to provide them with tech, and there's a nice, collaboration over there. Yeah, look, the thing about AI within legal is that it is a very exciting field, and there are a number of people that think AI will eventually replace lawyers, and that in the future one day you will go to a system and you will input your legal problem, and the system will sort of crunch uh, your requirements and give you an answer. I think that that's an entire aspect of law. On the other hand, I think that there's a lot of people that believe that humans will still be in the mix, and that there will still be this human lawyer interaction. We're very much on team human in that respect. So our product is really built around free form discussion between the lawyer and the client, chatting, sharing files. We don't have a heavy emphasis on workflows. If you look at our project management capabilities of the product, it's essentially a fancy to-do list. And I've often been told that if you get 10 lawyers, you'll get 10 ways of doing something. So we opted to go, for the agile approach where every lawyer would be different. And so our product definitely doesn't use AI or anything sort of automated from a legal workflows perspective at this point. We rather, we enable the lawyer to better communicate and collaborate with the client. On blockchain, again, we're not doing anything there yet. But what you will see with Legal Connection is there's a button where you can click and pay your lawyer. Not just that, but you can then see your money sitting in escrow, sitting in trust. Your lawyer can execute transactions. You can see the transactions being executed, and you can approve those transactions. I think if you fast forward a little bit into the future, I certainly want those, what do you call them? Those
cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, exactly. But I want these trust accounts, or what they call client accounts in the UK, to become smart contracts and wallets where the client and the lawyer can see the money in real time, where, let's say it's a property transaction, the money can sit there, the buyer can do certain things, they can be tied into a smart contract. And so that's my sort of 3 to 5 year plan on blockchain. But right now it's about getting it to work the old fashioned way, but then, from a UX perspective, making it possible to sort of remove an ad. Look, I think that there's space for everyone. I think that everyone needs to do what they do and stick to their niche. I would also tell my competitors, watch out, Legal Connection's coming, and we're coming to steal your clients. It's difficult for incumbent players to do certain things better than new entrants. I'll give you an example. You've got Microsoft Word and you've got Google Docs. Microsoft Word's an amazing product, but Google Docs was able to create something a lot more nimble based on the sort of network effect, people working together. And I think that something similar is happening in legal tech, in the sense that a lot of the products that exist that my competitors built really do focus on centralized models of organizations. So like, a pyramid-shaped law firm, for example. Legal Connection is very focused on the network effect that exists outside of the law firm. Lawyers working with lawyers and networks, freelance solicitors collaborating together on cases. And that's really where where our product shines, is in that intra-law firm collaboration. So, I would say to our competitors, stick to what you're doing and let us stick with what we're doing.